Welcome back, friends. Today, I'm tackling the kitchen reset, and as I tidy up, I'm going to give you a quick peek how I keep my baking goods, my spices, and my dry goods organized. And I'll be showing you how I use stackable containers and Cambros to make organizing easier. Have you ever had a pantry that things don't fit, and you're trying to find a flour and there's not enough in there and you have to go look for another bag, and you're not sure where you put your cinnamon for your cinnamon rolls? So those are the things that I struggled in my kitchen, and that's why a few years back we decided to get those containers and try to organize it and see what are some things that will help us find our supplies easier. We are going to start with tidying up our kitchen, doing some dishes, and then we'll move on to our pantry where I'm going to show you how I organize my stuff in the pantry. In our kitchen, we're trying to maximize our space by having everything within the reach as you cook or you do dishes. That's why I like that I have all my plates here and all my cups here. The only thing that I have to go this way is still are my spoons, forks, and all the utensils. So this is the only step I have to do when I unload, and my bowls and serving and mixing bowls. I also keep my utensils here on top of the sink as well, that it is easier once they're clean and dry, they can go back into that container. So it makes my life in the kitchen easier, as well as any other family member that are helping with the dishes as well. Also, a lot of people do their kitchen reset or tidy up like on Saturday or Sunday, and I try to do it usually on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, because this is the day usually my daughter goes to school, my husband goes to work, and then I have all this quiet time and a lot of time to catch up on the kitchen and tighten up on things. In the weekend, we usually try to do fun things together, or we're working on the outside projects, but we have a whole day to complete something, or we'll do some fun activities with the kids. Therefore, usually Tuesdays or Wednesdays, one of those days when I do my kitchen reset. I restock all my goods and see what else do I need, so I can make a shopping list for Friday and go buy those things on Friday, or order something online if I'm low on something as well. And here there are some of the stackable containers that I love using, and I'm going to be showing you that soon. And there are one of the reasons why we bought them, that they're also dishwasher safe, because we use it for dry goods or also for some leftover food as well. And so when you don't want to wash these by hand all the time, so I don't want to buy the containers that are not dishwasher safe. Therefore, we bought those. They're really easy. When you're not using them, you can just stack them up by size, and they save you space. So we have different sizes. We have a full size here. We have the half size. And then I'll show you, this is the size in between. These are the small containers that I was talking about. There are for little things. So we have only a few things you need, like spices. If you just grind some cinnamon sticks or something, then you have a small amount. Those are perfect for that. And of course, the lids stack up easily as well. I also have some berries that I bought, like strawberries and grapes at the store. So we'll be washing them and keeping them clean. And I'll also show you how I use my containers to keep the strawberries fresh longer. Now I'm going to show you how I wash my fruit and store them in those stackable containers to keep them fresh longer. Here I have my container, and I already washed some grapes earlier, and that would for my son for the breakfast. And I'm going to show you how I store that, and then we're going to finish the rest of the fruit. So for that, we were going to use some paper towels to line it up. Again, as the Even if I dry the grapes, there are still some, probably have some water in it. So what I do is I line up a container with some paper towel, place my grapes inside, and use a lid, close it up, and put it in the fridge, and it's gonna stay fresh longer. If you like a crispy grape, you want to start it in the fridge so they stay crisp and fresh. So I'm gonna put it in the fridge, and we're going to move on to the rest of the berries. I have my box of organic strawberries for my kids and some cherries that I got that are in season right now, and I'm going to wash them up and store them in the fridge using my stackable containers. And another reason why we like using stackable containers is not just for the pantry but also for the fridge. When you put all your different size containers in the fridge, they don't always fit perfectly. Those stackable containers fit just right in, and I'll show you that in a second after I wash all the fruit and put them in the fridge. Now we're gonna do the strawberries, and those are organic strawberries, so I usually just water. If I'm using the non-organic strawberries, I usually soak it in, try to soak it in a solution with the baking soda, like 2 teaspoons of baking soda for this size bowl. But these are organic, so I'm just gonna rinse them, make sure they're clean, and that's it. And while they dry, I'm going to grab 2 of my containers that I'm going to be using for storing the strawberries in the fridge. What is the number one fruit that goes fast in your family? Go ahead and post a comment below. I'm curious to see what kind of fruit do you guys like to eat. And right now, it's in our household the strawberries, and cherries are in season. So last week I bought 2 bags, and they were gone in the same day because they were so good. They were so sweet. Looks like we might have to use one of the small containers as well. Hi, Thomas. I'm doing strawberries. What are you doing? You want to eat a strawberry?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to read.
There you go. Have a strawberry. This is the perfect example what stacking things up. Look how perfectly they stack on top of each other. That's the system we love. So here is our fridge, and I'm going to show you what I mean by that those containers work really great. You can see that those containers stack up perfectly together. Even they even work great with like yogurt, store-bought yogurt. If you buy a big container of yogurt, it'll fit perfectly. So on this shelf, we will be storing our tall containers, and sometimes I stack up the small ones as well. But today we have a lot of tall containers, and you can see we use some of them for like cheese and other things. And it looks like those 2 short ones will fit perfectly here. And just like that, we have our things put away. Super easy and super nice. And here are my containers that are just cleaned and washed, and I'm gonna show you how we store the empty containers and how we store all our other things as well. So we have a shelf. On top of the shelf of our pantry, I have some things that I buy in bulk, and so because it's unreachable for me, and I usually just don't store anything that I use daily there. So those are the big bulky items like smoked paprika or pickling salt or some spices that we buy in bulk. I vacuum seal them in the bag, and I store it on the top shelf. The next shelf is where we store our empty containers. Okay, so this is where we store all these clean ones, and they stack up easily. The lids, we just kind of do them by size, and we use the tall 32 ounces containers the most, so that's why you probably see them up front. But I have also all kinds of different sizes, which I'm going to show you. And once I sort those out, and I'm gonna show you all of the different sizes we use in our house. These containers you can buy online. They're called food storage containers and they come all different sizes. We have one of the most common used items is that these tall containers, I think they're 32 ounces. You can buy them in 16 ounces, 8 ounces, and even smaller. So I'm not sure. My guess this would be 4 ounces. And like I said, they stack up easily. Here's our shelf where we store dry goods, spices, or baking supplies using those stackable food containers. And they work for everything. Like we have our own popcorn we love to make at home. We have the seasoning and the popcorn, baking soda. We make basic labels so it's easy to find. So, and they stack up pretty perfectly. You can stack up the small containers or you can do 2 tall ones. And we space our shelving that way that we can maximize the space and stack them all up. And sometimes, like I have some seeds in there that I've been using for this garden, so I keep them and they don't fit fully together, so I leave it without a lid. But most of the time I stack them up and store it, and it's super easy to grab. I can move it, get to the back, get my seeds, put this back, slide that back. This has been a time saver and space saver for a lot of things. Next is we're using Cambros food containers that are usually used in like restaurant, I guess, business, and we found some online and we bought a bunch of them, and they're amazing for your baking goods, for baking supplies, for big stuff like sugar. We buy a lot of things in bulk, so just load it up and it will last me a few weeks. You can see that I need to restock some 00 flour for pizzas, all-purpose flour. I'm out of rice, and so today we'll be restocking them, but this is where I'm going to show you how easy it is to do. So look in the back. I'm gonna move this away. So I store rice, and in the back we have those smaller Cambros. Those are 2 liters, and these big ones are 4 liters. And so for smaller things, like I have some flour, like I bought to try acorn flour, and it's a small container, so I don't need a whole one. So I'm going to use a half one and store it in there. It's super easy. It keeps your flour fresh, keeps it away from the insects or other bugs that can, and it's live in there, and it's super easy to get to. Okay, I got some, I'm going to restock some of those oats today as well. We're going to restock our rice today. Okay, let's restock some of those things and show you how easy it is. Let's start with some almonds. I have my sea salt almonds. In here. And then I have this one open. This is raw almonds. I think I need a tall container for that. And we use this to make orgeat syrup. If you ever had it in your coffee or your cocktail, oh my God, it is so delicious. And I highly recommend you try making at least once at home, just to see how it tastes. If you like flavored coffees, this syrup is for you. Okay, and we got 2 lids. Suck them up. I'm gonna be making some labels later today, labeling them, and they are ready to go on their shelf. Next is we're going to do our oatmeal, and we like, in our house, we like our oatmeal usually for our yogurt as a topping, but sometimes I also make chocolate chip cookies. We use that for those, or as a topping on like baked goods, breads, or on your milk sometimes as well. Like I'll make it as a granola, and my kids love that with milk. So restock that. And then I know those are resealable bags, and you can store them and reseal them, but it is a pain to open it. Sometimes it doesn't close it fully, and then it will just not work well for me. So I'm gonna see if it fits in here. And it will fit some of it, and the rest I'll put on a half container, and once this will get low, I'll just refill it as well. So oats, Pretty easy. Don't need a label. It's obviously oats. And I don't label everything, but I do label things that look alike, like baking soda and baking powder. These are brand new containers, so they're still sticky. Okay, put the rest here. And another reason why these are so easy to use is also because they're see-through, so it's easy to know. I know there's some cute ceramic containers that I've seen, but they also break easily. And if you're clumsy like me, you know these plastic containers for dry goods are the best. Put them back on the shelf, and it is ready to go when we need it. So, and if you need space, just move it around, and it's easy just like that. Okay, this goes here. That's where I have all my recycling stuff. Next is we're going to restock our rice, and I'll show you another size of those Cambros that we use to store our rice. Let me go get it for you. Look at this. Look at this size, guys. This is amazing to store a big, this is amazing for stuff you buy in bulk. Like we buy our 25 pounds of rice at Costco, and I won't have enough small containers to store it, but this is perfect. So one of these big, this is like a 20-liter Cambro that you can use to store your dry goods as well. And they just stack up as well, like any of those Cambros as well. So we just store them in our different room, in our pantry room. And when they need it, I'll just go get some more. So super easy. I use it for dog food. I use it for my raw coffee. I mean, you can technically use it for flour or anything else. I have never bought such big bags of flours before, but I do buy rice and like dog food and stuff. And I use those stackable food containers also to just refill it. So those are very handy, very easy to use. And we usually just store it for dry goods or leftover foods. We don't reheat in them. I do not recommend reheating anything in plastic. It's not really good for you. But they're perfect for storing your dry goods. Okay, so I'm gonna put my measuring cup in there, close it up, ready to go. Slide it in, close it up. Looks like I'm gonna have to refill this one soon. I have a full bag, but I still have plenty for probably 2 more loads, so I will refill that later. Okay, next one is 00 flour. Let's see, if we buy those also ahead of the time, so when I need it, it's just super easy to do. So this is a 00 pizza flour that I use, and you can also use a wax pencil and just write your labels on those, and they just wash up with soap. So I use that. One of my favorite flours is the Caputo Pizzeria for making pizzas. Amazing. And I think I can fit 2 here, but let's see how many. Okay. I think I'm gonna use 1 more. And hi, Tom.
I want to with you.
Yeah, you wanna help me, Dummy?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can climb up here and help me put some flour in here. Thomas is here to help. There you go. You hold it 2 hands and put it all in. We gotta make sure all this goes in. Just make pizza. Okay, Thomas like pizza?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, gently. Yeah, gently move it up. Gently. Okay. And now we're gonna close it up and put it away. And it's ready to go when we make pizza. And the last one is our all-purpose flour. And then for all-purpose flour, again, I'm using my Caputo baking flour. It's for all goods, like for cookies, pastries, for fried chicken, cupcakes, and more. You want to help? Okay, 1 second. And it comes from Italy as well. Okay, let's see. Okay, hold on. Not yet, not yet. I gotta open it. Okay, let's try it this way. Okay. Okay, Thomas. Now we're gonna gently move it so it's nice and flat. Okay. Okay, and now we're gonna close the lid. Close the lid, Tommy. And ta-da, go grab a towel and wipe the table. There's a flour now everywhere. And then here it is on our shelf, ready to go. And just like that, our pantry is restocked. It is the easiest and most efficient way for our family to store our baking goods, our dry goods, our supplies for cooking and kitchen. So for us, we love that organization system. They're reusable, they're dishwasher safe, they're easy to clean, and they fit all of our needs because we have different sizes for small stuff and for big stuff, and it will keep your dry goods fresher longer, and will keep all the bugs and little insects away from it, and it will make your time in the kitchen much easier. And thank you for watching our episode on our pantry organization hacks. And I hope that you find a system for your pantry that works for you. And if you have a system that works for you, go ahead and comment below. I'd like to know that. And until next time, bye.